Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night's Messages of Love from Above. Is it Saturday night already? Where has the weekend gone, right? Hope you're having a great weekend. Let me get my desktop set up here. Good to see everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend. That it's not going by too fast for you. Let me just get things situated here. All right. All right, I think that is good there. YouTube says we are live. I'll believe them. Everybody. All right. So before we get into everything, let us send some love out to the world because it brings in some good energy for our readings here. And then the world can always use love, sweet love, right? Like the old song used to say. So, whether you're watching live or on replay, you can join me because there's no space or time when it comes to this love. So, if you'd like to join me, you can take a big deep breath and we'll come back to right here, right now, and let the outside world just kind of fall away for a moment. Beautiful, beautiful. And as I hit the singing bowl, let that love flow down into us, fill us up, and then flow out to the world. I hit it about 3 times. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll let that continue to sing as we put it back here. So thank you for joining me in doing that. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. Sorry, this is reading off phones. A breath of fresh air, completely different than Lisa. You guys are so funny. All right. So hello, everyone. Before we get into everything, I just want to make sure we're almost to the end of the month. I can't believe we're through a month already. But the good news is that at the beginning of each month, YouTube gives me 10 free of my Zen Cricket YouTube channel memberships to give away. And next Saturday is the first Saturday of the month. It actually is the first. And so I'll be giving away 10 then. The only thing you have to do is make sure you have your gift, like your YouTube channel gift membership, like switched on. This video tells you how to do that. So just if you want to, look at that in advance, that way you can have that set and have a chance at being one of the winners. My the Zen Cricket level, you get access, like you win a month-long subscription, 1 month, and you get advanced access to my pick a cards, my podcast, any other videos I put out, and then you also have access to my cozy chat for an hour on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. Mountain Time, where we talk about the podcast and all things chaotic and moving to cozy. And then I have, if you want to be that anyway, it's $2.99, $2.99 or $3.99 a month. I can't believe I can't remember right now. But my praying mantis is $7.99 a month. I think it's $3.99. And $7.99 a month is my praying mantis level, which you get all of that. Plus on Thursday nights we have a Q&A for 2 hours. And then after each one of these sessions, the 5 that I have on the weekend, there's an hour after each one of those with my Praying Mantis members. So if you're interested in any of that, it's all in the description box down below. Also, each week I put out at least one pick a card. And of course, we had the full moon that was coming in here. And so the Sagittarius full moon tells you how to make the most of the full moon energies there. And then also there's a pick a card for all of us. Speaking of podcasts, usually it comes out every Sunday, a new episode, but bruddaZEN must have been drinking some special tea or something because he had it come out this morning. So I must have clicked on the wrong date. So the new one is actually out today, which is The Deepest of Relationships. If you want to check that out, and there's the link to the playlist too, if you want to catch up on any of those. We also went into Gemini season this week. So happy birthday to all you Gemini sun babies. There's a special bonus reading in this pick a card, a 3-month forecast. So be sure to check that out. And also, if that isn't enough, I know I'm just a crazy video making fool, ain't I? But I got the monthlies also I started putting back out. So here's the June monthlies for each individual zodiac sign, so you can check those out. And then here and there, I also do what I call astrological Zenergy videos. And they talk about retrogrades and different types of energies that are going on in the monthlies to give like a kind of a brief overshadow of during the month, these are kind of the energies Spirit wants you to know about. So be sure to check those out too. I actually have a new one coming out Monday, Tuesday, which is about Neptune going into its retrograde and Chiron. And then also we have a great launching period right now to like mid-July-ish when all our inner planets are direct. So great time to launch new things. So if you're interested in any of that, be sure to check all that out. Hey. Yeah, and so great questions coming in the chat too. So if you're new to the channel or new to these readings, welcome. Got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor too, great combo. And how the readings work is the chat is the list. There's no special list. All you do is put your question out in chat. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. We'll pull cards for that. Spirit knows what you're needing and they'll bring you answers. So that's how all that works. Just first come, first serve. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. And then I prioritize those, step outside of the free readings and dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too. And then when I'm done, I return back to free readings and make my way down the list. And so that's how that works. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom, or in the description box of the video, I have my Square, PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. Yeah, and all those are listed. And there's no set amount, whatever you feel you want to give. I know everyone's finances vary person to person, day to day, even sometimes, right? Country to country. I even add planet to planet, galaxy to galaxy, universe to universe, so whatever's coming in there. But you can definitely, whatever you feel from your heart. And then I do try to get through as many free readings as I can. Sometimes I have enough donations where I don't get to a ton, but I do come back on after my time with Praying Mantis members and usually try to finish out all the free readings too. So you might just have to wait a little bit to get the free readings, but I definitely try to do that because I know not everyone is able to at this time. So that's the skinny on everything. Let's get into it. I think I'm going to use these craft cards for my donation readings. This is what they look like. Then when we get to the free readings, we'll see which deck. I got several decks and several different oracles all over the place right now. So we are ready for some fun tonight. So happy Saturday night or Sunday morning to some of you on the other side of the planet. Let's give these a little shuffle, get these activated, and let us get into it. So hey, everybody. All right. So Infinity, you are up first. Ha ha ha. Is that Doggy-san? He's got his little karate. bandana on his head. So thank you so much for your donation. And you never have to apologize for asking anything, anyone ever. I know that when we're really wanting to know something, I mean, I have individuals who ask about the same type of relationship with a person almost every day, and that's okay. I'm like, energy changes, and then digging into wanting to know about things. I'm all about inquiry and the journey, so never worry about any of that, anyone. But so let's take a look here and see what's going on here. So, really on your mind? Yeah, absolutely. Last night there was a time when you're sitting right next to it. Ooh. Surprised you didn't faint. Oh my goodness. But instead of talking about all the things you wanted to, you moved to a different area. Why are you like this? Does he know that you care so much? Will you see him when he visits in June? All right, let's take a look here. And let's see what we got going on here. Oh, shout out too to I've got Johanna is one of my YouTube channel members. You'll see their names in green with a little badge on there. So shout out to them. And then hello, Sean. Shout out to Sean too, one of our Zen Cricket winners from this month too. So hello, afternoon to you. All right. So let's take a look here, Infinity. Why, oh, why are you like this? And you're not alone. Trust me, people are, going, oh, I get you. I mean, I would never even talk to anyone, no one ever knew if I liked them or not, ever. I ended up in all my relationships. Well, they were online stuff too, and that's how you let them know is like you're like, hi, but in person, oh my god, I was such a shy person. I know it's hard to believe that I'm shy, but I used to not walk into rooms. Like when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, I wouldn't walk into a room full of people unless I was walking in with someone I knew. A restaurant, I'd be all, I'll meet you out front. And they're like, well, we'll get a table inside. I'd get there early so that I would catch them walking in so I could walk in with them because I didn't want to walk in and have people looking at me. But then I started working in retail, and it just got rid of my working, being around stranger anxiety because I was around strangers all the time then. And now you just can't shut me up. All right. Case in point, let's get into it here. So let's take a look here. And so we have these cards here are why you like this, and then does he know that you care? And then will you see him when he visits June? I knew there was another one that I was forgetting. So let's take a look here. Going off on my bunny trails. It must be the Sagittarius full moon. I'm all excitable and you know acting goofy. I can say that. My dad's a Sagittarius. My host is a Sagittarius. So let's take a look here. Yeah. So why you like this? You got the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups. I mean, talk about psychic, emotional energy that's here. And I'm not surprised. The High Priestess, she is very intuitive. The Queen of Cups gets a second. She rolls over cups, gets a second portion of cups because all queens do, which means she's very in tune with her emotions. And so, with both of the combination, you um, you have a great amount of emotion. Like your heart is like instead of like the Grinch who stole Christmas having a heart four times too small, you have a heart four times bigger than normal. And so you do feel people's emotions. You do feel, your emotions great. You feel everyone else's emotions around you even bigger, and there's a great amount of fear of disappointment, right? The bottom of the deck, you have the fear of a broken heart, fear of being a disappointment, being disappointed, fear of rejection, just like all of us, but you have it amplified. And I get you. I have like I'm a Pisces moon, and I've got a stellium in Pisces, and even a grand trine kite, which has a grand trine and a mini trine in water. So I know about the emotions. Like I almost thought I was going emotionally you know, and unstable in my earlier life. I almost ended my life at one point. So I get it that you feel everything so big and um it's like, "Oh, what are you afraid of being heartbroken for?" You're like, "You don't understand. Take heartbroken times 4 or 4,000, right? Huge. It feels so deep." And so because you feel those things, that, comes in with that too. So I understand how you know, why the fears become overwhelming. You need to get away from everything into a place that you can feel okay, less noise, right? It's so loud, the emotional noise, and so you do, you run. You're a runner, not a fighter. Fight or flight. You're flight. Me too. And so we go. I'd rather go hide than get in a fight and have to apologize later. I will disappear and shrink and go away. At least I used to. Who knows now? I don't accept, invitations to fight. People are I'm like, you guys do what you want. I'm just gonna be over here." Um, so I feel like that's a piece of the why do you, wanna step away. It's because you feel things so hugely. Something you can do, and I think I might have shared these before, but if I it's better to share it twice than not at all, right? But there's 2, episodes of my Take 10 with Zen, which is the empathic bubble and the real gift of an empath. And these might help out too for anyone who, sorry, I just need to adjust that. There we go. Um, they're 2 free videos that just talk about, how to put up a bubble, which was so important for me to learn in my life, to put up an empathic bubble where I wouldn't take on everyone else's emotions. It was like a jello a jello mold around me, like their their emotions stick in it. I can still see it and touch them, but they don't get on me and in me. And then it talks about how to recognize when other people's emotions are activating that emotion in us, because our inner child is going, uh, I feel that too, and let me feel that. No, don't activate. Oh, okay, now I've turned into the emotional Hulk inside this bubble because it got activated by that external. But then it talks about the empathic true gift of an empath. We think, oh, feeling other people's emotions is our gift. Sometimes we feel like that's the curse, right? That's just a small piece of our gift. We can push out emotion, change the energy around us. We can't choose, make control other people's emotions, but we can influence to make it easier or harder for people to choose fear or love as well. But this is about managing our own emotions so that we can feel emotionally stable in around a lot of people and weird situations and drama. I mean, I used to get watching movies, I'd pick up people's emotions that were in the movie, even the actors, and it was like, "Wah!" So you had to do this, right? Yeah. And so that's an important thing that you can do, and it's great awareness, and, um, obviously, if it's meant to, if it's gonna be something, and we'll take a look here to see if you're gonna see him in June, but if it's something that is destined for you to be, nothing can stop that from happening. But I think if it's optional, then it's like, you may or may not, right? So let's take a look here. Does he know that you care so much? I don't know. I just don't know. I just feel like, no, they have the 9 of Pentacles, which they're very independent, and, the 7 of Cups, emotional confusion, and, the Devil card, a lot of caged things in them here, and, so I don't know, I don't feel like they know how much you care. I feel like who oh, it's, my host. I was like, "There's someone," and I can't say what she says, but, She goes, "I don't know if someone's flirting with me, you know, like, friends will always be like, you know, they're like, "Don't you know that person's flirting with you?" And they're like, "No." And like, what do they have to do? Do something very outrageous to go, "Oh, hi," "Oh, you're flirting with me." I feel like they're kind of that way where they just are oblivious. They're like, "What? No, really?" So, I don't think they I don't think they know how much you care. I feel like they're emotionally confused. They're very much to themselves. They got so much on their minds that they're constantly just worried about, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Is everything going? I just feel like they're kind of in that kind of, that place there. Will you see them in June? Mm, I don't. We got the Two of Pentacles, which is a balanced outside world, a different opportunity. Four of Cups is emotional stability. I quite honestly, I feel like something else is going to be going on here because I feel like seeing them in June is going to be an option, but there's going to be a different option that's being offered to you here. I almost feel like trying to do it like this, where there's something new being offered. Like that's them, but there's something else being offered here that gets your attention. So, you know, I feel like there's a possibility, but I almost feel like there's something else that you go to instead, and I feel like that's okay. I feel like between now and then that you're, like, doing some inner work or something externally grabs your attention and takes you, like, you're already committed to be somewhere else doing something else that's more important, and you're allowing that to be more important, and I like that for you. So hopefully that helps. But, definitely try to check out those videos if you can around the empathic thing, because when we realize our fears are, what are keeping us from things, then we can look at those. I mean, we come down here, try to be gentle with yourself. We all have fears and some extreme fears because of growing up, and they don't teach us in school or anything to, here's how you deal with your emotions. So we're kind of on it until we go to therapy or do self-help books or different things. And a good book, if I haven't referenced already, we're reading this in our Praying Mantis group. It's The Path to Love by Deepak Chopra. It's an amazing thing. And just one of the from a couple nights ago, I bookmark this because it's one of these things. Instead of telling yourself that your emotion is bad, ask it what it has to tell you. Every emotion exists for a reason, and the reason is always to help you. Emotions are here to serve. I just love that. I might have read it already, but I love it. So definitely something to consider. But that's what they have. All right. So that is what they have. So many blessings. Hey, Nova. Johanna. Yeah, yeah, yo, yo. Hey, Laura. Welcome, new subscriber. Very good. So, yeah, thank you for putting your question there. For anyone new coming in, uh, free readings are first come, first serve, and donations I do prioritize. So I'm going through the donations first, and then I'll if donations end, which sometimes they don't end until the very end, I will try to get as many free readings in. If not, I do come back to complete those as well. But if anyone wants their reading prioritized, a donation of any kind will also do that. You can use the super chat and whatever is down in the description box of the video. Seems so tiring. Dating, you mean? You're welcome, Infinity. Thank you again for your donation. Well, we're to you, Nova, now, anyway. So thank you for your your multi-donation. So we'll do Nova, 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 and then we'll jump over to Johanna, and then back to Nova, and then to Nelia. And that's where we're at right now. So Nova, Nova, thank you for the popcorn. The popcorn. and for the donation. And I think I saw you had your questions down here. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So, what's so tiring? Is it you're talking about dating? Talking about loving others? It can take a lot out of you, right? Such the journey. But so is going to an adventure theme park. It can be tiring, but it's an adventure, right? All right. So let's take a look here. Of course, Kurt is taking me perusing the oracle here. Hmm. No, no. These over here. Okay. Ding. All right. Oh, going to high school. Yeah. I tell you. All right, so let's see what Kurt has to say to you first here. And this is the Ask Your Guides Oracle. So let's see what kind of truths he wants to put down today. All right. No, none of those. Come on, Kurt. Come on. There you go. What do we got going on here? Decisions. Card number 11. So if you've been seeing 1111 or 11s a lot, this is about new beginnings. You know, nines and tens are beginnings, and 11 is like what happens right after the 10. So I like that. Let's see what we got here. Confusion, quandary, ambivalence, juggling, and life. Yeah. It is. Life can be exhausting. Um, when we're the chaos is what happens when we're and if you haven't checked out like the two videos that I just with the empathic bubble and the real gift of the empath, those really help because when we're when we're taking on and feeling all the emotions of the outside world, especially a lot of people who come into these chats and look in our after spirit, you've got an enhanced open empathic abilities and activations, and we feel a lot of the energy of the world, and being able to manage that energy helps us stay charged instead of it's like positively charged instead of negatively charged, if that makes sense. Let's see what he has to say here. So Kurt says, you are now or will soon face many choices and may not be sure what to do. Leave or stay in a job, terminate or recommit to a relationship, stop or continue a creative project, go to work or stay at home with the kids. Life presents everyone with an endless stream of choices, and figuring out what's best isn't always feel simple. Fortunately, your higher self is here to help you make the best choice among so many. Your divine self will guide you if you're willing to drop some of the balls you presently juggle. The key is identifying what you care about right now rather than caring for the needs of others. Focus on your priorities and don't let yourself be overwhelmed or sidetracked by the demands and expectations of those around you. This doesn't mean abandoning your responsibilities to those in real need of care, such as small children or vulnerable others who depend on you, like a cat named Mumu. No, I'm just kidding. It means being fully centered in self care and refraining from over caretaking competent adults who are responsible for themselves. You aren't abandoning anyone by doing this. Your higher self simply reminds you not to abandon yourself. And this is Kurt coming through with this. So put yourself first right now. It's the best thing to do. And Kurt's message to you, don't try to be all things to all people. Take care of yourself now. I like that. Yeah. So I like that for you. So that's from Kurt. And yeah, so that's a good message about focusing on you and putting you there. So that is what we have going in here. Yeah, right? It's like, yeah, that's right. Everyone's an adult. They can take care of themselves. They expect you to take care of yourself, right? So it's like, I will. Don't abandon yourself. I like that. It's a great message. I'm on Nova right now, and Amanda and anyone else new coming in, yeah, you can just ask questions, or no one needs to ask. You could just put them out in the chat. It's first come, first serve for free readings, and then for donations, I prioritize those, and those are the ones I'm on right now. I uh, I step out of free readings to complete those and dive deeper into those. So once I'm done with all donations, then I'll move and start at the very top on free readings, just to get everyone in the loop, in the know. You know what I mean? All right. So that's for the popcorn. Now on to the poop, the poop emoji. So thank you for your multiple donations, Nova Nova. And your second one is messages from your spirit guides. So let's take a look here. I feel like they want to move to tarot for you for messages from them. So let's take a look. Hey, HTTPS. Shout out to another one of my YouTube channel members. Good to see you. All right, let's take a look here. Spirit guides, spirit. All right, spirit guides, what do you have to say? Boom, boom, boom. All right, that one and that one and that one too. This one here and that one there. All right. What do we got? What do we got to say? So, bottom of the deck, you've got the Magician card, which, is a great reminder just under all of the energy that, um, you know, that you are in charge of your energy. You're the one who you have this magic wand, and whatever you point is what expands and grows, and it's on 24/7, right? And then so there's like, if you're like, and your wand just kind of drifts. You're like, oh God, what am I growing? Let me get, stay conscious of where you're pointing the magic wand, because it is expanding and growing whatever we're focusing our energy on, right? So anything we can do to keep our attention throughout the day is an important thing for, really, for everyone. Um, and there's no harm, there's no foul. It's like, whoops, I didn't mean to grow that. Now I drew that to me. Now I can focus on something else that will drift away as I draw something else in. And so it's about gentleness when we're course correcting our magic wand flow, if that makes sense. So I like that. You know, you've got the Five of Cups. Of course, this is your poster child card for your music, right? Moving lower vibration emotions to higher vibration emotions, and the give and take here with the Six of Pentacles. So I like that they're telling you here just some guidance on music, that, bringing it back to remembering what we're working on, why you're doing it, and how you're transforming things, how you're balancing things, right? Because one of the big life lessons that you have learned, are learning, and will continue to learn is the emotional rate of exchange that was formed when we were younger, and how we balance the scales. It's kind of like a song called, balancing the emotional scales, something like that, where, when we're younger, we have to do so much to get so little, and we don't know any better until later in life. And then we realize, wow, I can transform that. And then I don't have to feel like I have to do so much to deserve so little. I'm worthy to receive equal. And that's this, energy that comes in with this Five of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. And so I like that, they're bringing you themes to be able to share, because your experiences, though they're unique, and the plot of, well, not really the plot, but the, you know, the what they used to call, wherever, it's the characters are different, the location's different, but the plot is the same for all of us. Just the surroundings look different, right? Different characters. But I feel like that's an important thing for you to know. And what else we got going on here? Yeah. And again, you've got this, you know, Five of Pentacles, which is the change of our worth, and the Queen of Cups, feeling things deeply, trusting, allowing yourself to flow through these feelings of, worth, and where do I define myself? And, that ultimately everything with the Wheel of Fortune is for your highest good. And, you know, I feel like this is another theme, like they're just kind of giving you these little themes, because this one is like, I went through, the valley of lack on purpose, for a purpose. And now, like the tune of For You would be a cool song, right? Because it's the Wheel of Fortune. This is the fortune is the tune of For You, and that when we realize we came here down here on purpose to experience what we did, but when we're done, we're done. We can look at it a different way. And I like this Queen of Cups being the master of our emotions, realizing that we're not at the whim of our emotions, that I get to decide. And I like that kind of theme that comes together with that. And I feel like there's even, I mean, the Six of Pentacles on the first one, they're like, that song's a moneymaker. The second song with this Wheel of Fortune, that song's a moneymaker. Not that money is your goal, but it's a nice a side result of doing what you're doing. And they're like, this is important. And I feel like they're like not necessarily the fortune, but there's this, energy of it's like, is that a UFO flying across the sky? Sorry, mothership's come to take me home. Gotta go. um, but we got this, this it's fortunate, it helps people, and it's popular because it hits home. And that's really what I feel like they're focusing in on, right? What the hell, money? So there is this, you know, um, you know, saying that it's like, in a way, saying that it'll impact others, and that's why it brings in, because people resonate with those messages. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, fullness of life. What else? And Ace of Wands. Yeah. So passion, and here it comes back to the Magician card, right? Be careful where you focus your wand, your magic wand. So they're also one of the messages here. So those three cards are together. The Magician, the Ace of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. Again, they're like, this stuff will, you know, whatever, like attracts like, whatever we focus our energy, it grows. These are the type of songs that really help people, right? Yeah, you're right. Imagine a popular song because it hits home, and it helps. It helps, and we all go through these, all three of those themes help us. And I feel like that's an important thing to know. So now you have these to reference back to if you feel so inclined. And I officially give you permission to use all that. All right, so that is that one. So thank you for your additional donation there. Not bad for the poop emoji. And then your third one here, the emoji number 3. What do you need to know right now? All right, let's take a look here. I'm just gonna take a yeah, or you could write it down. All right. So what do you need to know right now? Right now, right now. All right. Well, these blue Return of Spirit really jumping out. So these are those fractal imaging. So you get to have another spiritual ink blot test. There's no test, you get to whatever you see is the correct answer. All right. So here is this. So you can look at this and see what you see. Let me see if I can do it without a glare on there. And then that's called write, like writing down things, like exactly as you said. Or you could write it down. I think Spirit is going, yes, write it down. So I like this. There is an expression in English about words being printed in black and white. By drawing this card, Spirit's affirming to you that you need to get your words written down on paper. Is there something you have thought about writing? Could be poetry, a child's book, a song, a letter, a website, a channeled message, a book, or even a speech, whatever it may be. The energy of putting your thoughts, ideas, and information into tangible form of manifestation is here. Do not put it off any longer. If you're having doubts, that's fine. Just acknowledge them and take action anyway. It's important you do, as this is going to lead to something more. Your creative force and expression is powerful, probably more powerful than you are aware of. I agree. What you have to say, share, and bring forward to others can be very influential and appreciated. Shut up, right? Trust yourself and the words that come to you. Be mindful not to judge whether your writing seems good enough. You just need to allow yourself to start. If you already begun the writing process, then it's important for you to receive this encouragement from your guides and angels as you continue towards completion. You can do this. Your words are needed. You're doing great. Trust what is coming through you. Trust that you were made to do this. Just keep going. Not everyone is born with the gift or purpose to write, but you were. Now is your time to shine in doing this. Just like you said, a star with light, a darkness and light radiating inwards. Powerful. What? The right card can also indicate a need to begin journaling, which you do that, but continue that. This could be in the form of a diary. However, it could also be that you need to start recording the ideas, thoughts, and teachings you are receiving. There is pertinent information in your written words. So they agree. You need to write this stuff down. I know, so perfect, right? Hey, Tune, I answered you before. Free readings. It's gonna be a while before I get to you. I've got a lot of donations ahead of you, so it's gonna be a little bit. So hang in there. And I always mention who I'm reading, before I start too, so that helps. Hopefully, it'll help everyone know kind of where I'm at in the process here. All right, Nova. So that was number 3. I love that for you. And then we're going to jump to Johanna and then Nova and then Tanelia and then I think I got a couple more done and then Nova again down at the bottom. And then if there's no other donations after that, then we'll start into the top of the free readings. All right. So Johanna, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there since it lets me. And I like the little unicorn there. Is there anything between you and T from work today? Oh, you like him? Johanna, hello, hello. Yes, they will be, especially things we were talking about today, All right. I know I love unicorns too. All right. So anything between the two of you. I really like him. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. What do we got going on here? We got the 6 of Pentacles on the bottom, which is this equal, giving and receiving here, Stormy. Well, great. And that's this equal, giving and receiving, and so I feel like there's a little bit of mutuality as far as the physical world. I don't, we've got the high priestess here, which is, someone who steps away, connects to the higher realms, or, looks into the hidden and the unknown, and that type of, energy. And with that, it feels a bit like a loner, a bit like someone who, not necessarily a recluse, but like I feel like they would go home, like after work, they would they don't want to do a whole lot out in the world very often. They'd rather just get away from get away from people. The Two of Swords shows like they battle between their head and their heart. And, you know, again, there's this balancing energy with the Justice card and the Ten of Cups. It's like they like joy and they have an outgoing personality, but they've got so much here with the rules that come in here. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm trying to put my head around the feelings that I'm feeling in their heart, because it's like it's like they were living with a bipolar mother. And the reason I say the mother, because they'd be their mother would be very nurturing one moment and laughing, and then something would happen and it would be like night and day. She'd be up there and then she'd be down there, and then they're like, and they had to be very careful and very aware. And I feel like this is where this high priestess comes in, because they had to be like almost, psychic, to know, before I got outside of my bedroom door, what kind of mood are they in? It's like, let me sense. And they would always have to be like, I need to know when to ask things. Need to know when to bring my report card. I need to know what, and it was like very much that. And I feel like because of that, they've got this um non-trust of joy. Isn't that weird? But I mean, I feel like that's what it is there. It's like they just like don't enjoy it too much, because any second things can flip and switch, and that's what they grew up with. They just feel like at any moment things can just change, things can just change, things can just change. And so they very much, their head and their heart are very much, you know, like their heart is very protected by their mind. Usually, like, I would see, like, the mind, having the heart on a leash, but I feel like more they have their heart, like, under their coat with the shield, and they're just trying to protect the heart, if that makes sense. So, I feel like there's some attraction there with that give and take with the Six of Pentacles, but I feel like they don't allow themselves, how, like, I have the take 10 with Zen. Episode 5 talks about the Six of Pentacles and the out of balance giving and receiving, where you feel you have to give so much to deserve so little. Theirs is way out of balance, where they would have to give so much to get so little from that. And I feel like dad was kind of silent or absent, because it was like mom was you know, the the storm. His name is Stormy, right? But it's because he grew up in a stormy, you never knew when a storm was gonna roll in, right? And I feel like he kinda had to just stand up and protect himself, right? And if his mom was really, really low, he would end up taking care of himself and her kind of energy. And it's just like, wow, just really, a lot inside that's protected and that's way out of balance as far as giving and receiving. So I know, I just wanted to give him a hug. But so I don't know that there's the capacity to feel a lot, because they, have all that going on there. Um, but That's what they have. I know. I know. Way to bring down a room, bruddaZEN, right? I know. Just wanna love, 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 love. Feels like you draw, um, there's gotta be a reason. I feel like does it feel like you draw a lot of this, or maybe it's just the area you live in has a lot of wounded warriors, maybe? Puppies, there's puppies everywhere, right? Um, it's like I just feel like there's a lot of it around you, and maybe on purpose for a it's always on purpose for a purpose. Maybe it's, giving love energy, learning to send love energy, to them, and, just allow their higher self you know, um, and any awareness. I don't necessarily feel like it's mirroring things, but of course we can always learn from what we're drawing in and drawing around us. There's a reason for it. But it doesn't feel like you're drawing them in because this is so much of what's going on inside of you and you want them to then show you about yourself in that way. I feel like you're drawing a lot of the same type of wounded warriors for you to really look maybe at because Chiron is our wounded warrior. Maybe look at your Chiron and your astrology. I feel like their woundedness is so that you activate something within you, like you become Chiron, you embody this centaur who was wounded that can help others with their wounds. And I just feel like there's something there. Maybe, maybe. So if that resonates, check it out. Check out your Chiron in your birth chart. See what that is. And just Google Chiron in da 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 da. Because I feel like you keep on bringing in these wounded warriors. It just feels that way. And maybe that's just me, but maybe not. Because it's not me. It's spirit. So check it. Yeah, let me know. I'd love to, I'm always interested. So, but that's what they have for you. I know. Oh, well, you know, and, I remember I was always attracted to the puppies, to the lost puppies that needed a home. Used to be so attracted to those. 'Cause I loved, I had this need to be needed, and I loved it until I didn't anymore because I was exhausted, and then I realized, "Oh, I see what this was about." So it's funny. Alright, so that's what they have for you, my dear, and thank you again for your donation, and then Supernova, we're to your wonderful beach party with your umbrella here, so thank you for your additional donation. Whoops, number 4 disappeared, there must be a revised number 4. It's in Capricorn. Yeah, needlessly needed by yourself. So you deleted number 4 up top. Did you redo it somewhere? Let me see here. Going, I'm going, I'm going. That's it. That's there. That's there. So I'm just scrolling here to make sure I'm not missing it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Right there. You did it. So I just was flying by it. All right. All right. So you have what else do you need to know about music and your creative gift abilities? All right. Let's take a look here. So, what else do you need to know about music and your creative gifts and abilities? All right. Cards are flying out here. All right. So, what do we got in the bottom of the deck here? Enemies here. Okay. 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 So, the bottom of the deck, you have the 5 of Wands coming in here. And so this is transformation of energy. And I feel like we kind of have touched on that subject a little bit, but it's, the words, the music, the vibration. There is just this, and I think we've talked a little bit about having this ability to transmute or to transform energy through the music, and it's more so it's not the vibration. I mean, there's a lot. Words change things, the vocal cords change things, the music and the instruments you use, that vibration change things. So in addition to those things, there is this just ability. It's part of your um energetic makeup that just your presence, just your people being around you, like you could sit on a bus next to people, not say a word to them, not do anything, and they will just feel like a change. The atmosphere changes. And I say that because you also have this high priestess here. And and so that is, connecting to, the energies, connecting to, you know, who you are, and the high priestess is about our spiritual abilities and psychic abilities, all that, type of be. And so this is about the gifts, and I like that, it is that type of energy that happens. So that's what's coming in with that there. But there's also here, again, here's the energetic choices, you know, brings in this happiness, brings in this kind of energy that comes in here. And this 2 of Wands goes back to that other one when you had the Magician and the Ace of Wands too. It depends on what energy that you're in. So, like, if you're sitting on a bus, we'll go back to the bus example. Let's say you just got done playing some music and you're just like in the zone, you're just feeling like, wow, I feel like I'm in alignment with the heavens, right? Well, that kind of energy is just flowing out of you and people feel it and they're like, what's going on? But you could also have gotten in a fight with your mom and gotten on a bus and you have a dark cloud hanging over you, and people are like, why did the air go cooler? Why can I see my breath? Why are there demons hanging outside the bus? It's like, uh-oh. We like That's why it's like managing where we're having our energy, because we can transmute, and our energy when we're connected with, and spiritual energy is flowing. But when we're in our lower vibrational fear energies, we also kind of push out this dark cloud. It's like a stink bomb gets exploded and people are like, "Ew, what's that?" Right? Yeah. And I feel like if the more that you are, in connection to that, and you're aware of it, you will you'll see it, because if you don't even know it's happening, you just think people are acting weird and whatever they're doing. But when you realize, and you can practice it too, you can go, all right, I'm just going to radiate love, unconditional love, energy, and joy. I'm going to let it ignite within me and I'm going to let it flow out. And then just look around, and your smile is going to be different. And people are going to look at you and grin and smile. And you'll be like, yeah, it's working. But don't try to do the other. There's enough of the negative energy. I don't encourage you to, let me see if I can bring down a room. Look, there's happy people over there. Let me go bring it down. Don't do that. Because you have the Nine of Wands coming in here too, which, this is about energetic blocks, and, there was, this energy. Um, yeah. Um, and allowing things to flow. Again, this is like where there was energetic blocks before here. This Ace of Wands here, is what was here blocking you, but taking control of this energy allows you to slip through barriers as well. So I like that. And doing the work, they're all about with the Eight of Pentacles. It's just enjoying the process and the journey. It's the apprentice becoming the master. Allow yourself time to learn, grow, allow things to unfold, right? And not to feel the need to rush ahead, right? Or that to judge yourself going, oh, I should be better. I should be this by now, or I should do that, or whatever. Just embrace where you're at and allow it to flow, and try to be as much present in the now as you can with that. So that's what they have for that there. So, all right. Very good, very good. All right. So let us continue down, and I see that you have another one, so we'll be down to there in momentarily. And boom, boom. So we did that. Let me say I lost my place. Let me just scroll back up here. My screen is going crazy here. There it goes. Okay. Now we are back in alignment. All right. So Nelia, you are up next. So hey, you. I like your little sticker. These stickers crack me up. So thank you for your donation. And so you're looking here. So Jennifer's manager is leaving her workplace. How will this work out for Jennifer? All right. Will she seek for or get a new job? All right. She's worried. Oh, Jennifer. All right. So let's take a look here. How will this work out for Jennifer with her boss leaving? All right. Her manager. All right. I got that and that. All right. And then this one, and they want this one, and then that one there. All right. Underneath on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Pentacles, which is about new opportunities opening up in the outside world. It is about abundance in the outside world. So I feel like there's nothing to worry about, but we'll take a look here. There's this little puzzle. It's like there's a card, a card, a card, a card, a card, a card. And it's like there's this, it's almost like you play like a board game and they have like the little that you follow with the squares. That's what I'm seeing here. So I feel okay with this, coming in here for him. But let's see what happens here, because you wanted to know here. Let me just make sure I'm answering all the questions. How will it work out? Will she seek for or get a job? Okay, let's see how this unfolds here. I feel like that Ace of Pentacles means new opportunities. Yeah, so the Judgment card, the higher self calling to another place. I feel like she will leave where she's at to go somewhere else, because that is, you know, two X's, XX. It's like, no, I feel like they've had enough disappointment there and they're ready for, like, a change that happens there. In the Hierophant too, both of these, both the Judgment and the Hierophant these are the higher selves calling them to a higher place, somewhere that's more in alignment with the capital T truths of who they want to be and what they want to do. So I feel like there's some thinking that Jennifer's doing about, where do I want to go? If I don't go there, where would I want to go? What do I want to do? If I'm going to make a leap and go somewhere else, I don't want to just go go somewhere where I was before if it wasn't really what my heart wanted. So I feel like they're doing some little thinking and like, what is my calling of my life? What am I ready to do? Do I want to be a nurse? Well, maybe I'm going to go to nursing school and I can get grants and I can go that and da da da. It's that kind of rather than go to another job similar. It's like, maybe I'm ready to make this leap and now's the time to do it, kind of thing. We'll see what it has here. Yeah. So I have the Eight of Swords, which is, a great card, even though I know it looks kind of weird, but it's becoming aware of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that make us feel restricted, trapped, and, you know, you know, uh, blocked, right? But the 8 is a good because it's, four swords on each side and there's this beautiful flow in the middle. So there's this mental flow and this realization of what is holding me back from going somewhere that is my dream, what's holding me back kind of energy. Yeah. We got the 2 of Wands making plans. So you holds her world in her hands. What does she want? It's 2 of Wands is, you know, identify the passion with the Ace of Wands. 2 of Wands is put together a plan of I'm going to go from A to B to C and then taking steps towards it, right? And that's what this 2 of Wands is very much what we're talking about here. So what these other ones are. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles. So Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, what does she want for her? What, is she wanting to go towards? So, you know, getting out of the fears of, well, I'm supposed to be responsible and I should do this and I'm supposed to do that and blah, 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 right? And it's like, no, you can look and see what do you want to do, allow yourself to go forward and not have that, necessity to be able to, to do that. Yeah, and peace of mind. So she can put her mind to rest. I like this that there's this, um plan. She's putting a plan together and she's finding out what she wants to do. Ace of Pentacles shows that it's a new opportunity and it's for her and it's almost being handed as a gift from the heavens. See how that's in the clouds and they're inviting her, step through this doorway. You got great things ahead. But really it is first is identify the passion. What is the calling? What does she feel like she wants to do and where does she want to go, right? And just don't let fears hold her back. Get out of her head of supposed to, should, need to, have to, must, right? And go, if there was nothing standing in your way, what would you want to do? And then investigate and look into it because I feel like there's going to be a pathway that's just very clear that just need to do it and then head off to it. So now is the time for that. And that's, uh, like this message too of when we're comfortable where we're at and it's like an eagle with their nest. I talk about it a lot, so sorry if everyone's heard this already. You might be like, oh, not that again, not the eagles. But that's what it is. It's a great example and I love it. Eagles build these nests that are all craggly and they're not good for eggs and eaglets, but they pad it with cloth and furs and all sorts of stuff to make it comfy for the eggs, and then the eggs hatch and it's comfy for the eaglets. And then when the eaglets get old enough and they fly in food to them, because they're way up in these giant trees, and then when it's time for the eaglets to learn to fly, they're like, heck no, it's comfortable here, and can I have another salmon or a trout, please? Chop chop. And they're like, the parent eagles are like, okay, I know it's comfortable in there, but guess what? They start ripping out the comfortable things to make it uncomfortable for them to remain where they're at. So they get up on the edge and they're like, screw this, I'm going to fly. Fine. And then they fly because it becomes so uncomfortable to stay where they're at. The fear of learning to fly um, gets outweighed by the ugly feeling of the uncomfortability of it. And so with this manager leaving, this is part of the uncomfortability so that she'll go on to something that she's going to be wonderful at. So I like it. I like it. So that is what they have for you for that one, Nelia. So many blessings to you and thank you for that donation. I see you made another one. We'll get down to there in a momentarily. All right. So Nova, we are down to your heart eyes emoji. That would be number 5. So let's scroll down here. Let's see. So that was number 4. We did that one. Scroll, 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 scroll. Chance meter of energy. What? Yeah, what's my presence? Okay, we had that one. No idea. Did that one there, that one there. Sorry, I'm just scrolling down. All right, I don't see number 5. Nova, did I miss it? Reverse scroll, reverse scroll. Well, I don't see. See if you haven't put it yet. If you did put it somewhere and I'm just totally missing it, my deepest apologies. If you could re-put it down there, or if you haven't put it yet, put it down there, and then I'll jump to that one next. You forgot to write. Okay, no problem. So for the sake of time, take your time. I'll as soon as I see it, I will jump back up to you. But just for the sake of time, since I got Cat Lady of the Sea. Okay, there's number 5. So I will do that. And then just for everyone else, I got Cat Lady of the Sea, and then um, Vargas, and then number 72, Sun and Moon Infinity, and then Nelia. So that's where we're at with additional donations there. All right. So, Nova, what do you need to know about your musical poipus? Let's take a look here. All right. This this moon card was looking at me kind of spooky. I mean, this is what it was looking at me. They're like, hey, we have a message for Nova. Like, oh, okay. I see you. I see you. Stop looking at me. All right. All right. And there it is right off the bat. So let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. So I love this. Another chance to be card number 36. And then we're going to just go in here. They got an octopus on her head. But it says reclamation, second chances, rebirth, and emotional healing. So makes so much sense. This is a lot of, you know, the type of energy that your energy is, you know, um, glad you think it's funny, Nelly. All right, so regeneration, reclamation, reconstruction, second chances, rebirth, rebuilding, emotional healing, peace, and opportunities after releasing. So they talk about here many species on our planet can naturally regenerate. An octopus restores a limb when injured. I guess they're limping until it's done, right? A dormant tree awakens in the spring with new leaves. Now you two are invited to experience the revival of something in your life. It may have been on hold, or something you have had to repair, or something you thought was lost but now can be reborn in a new form. The universe has given you the gift of a second chance. If the renewal is of a relationship, it can be a beautiful thing. After a challenge and disconnection, you now may have a better understanding of each other's needs. Then you can make the conscious decision to move forward and evolve together, perhaps with changes to the shape of the relationship. In any situation, the rebirth isn't something you stand by and just watch. It will take some effort on your part, but the results will be more than worth it. Mistakes may have been made on your manifestation journey, but you learn from them and regroup. Now is the time to reclaim your faith, your vision, and your hope. No matter your question, a second chance is assured. I like that. And then these also have a reversal here, and I like to read those too in case those resonate. Says when we spend too much time in uncertainty and confusion, we lose access to parts of ourselves in favor of our defensive identities. We can't think creatively when we're stressed out and find it hard to hold space for our dreams. However, this is a new beginning and another chance to be. So there we go. Today, make the choice to give yourself a second chance. What self do you need to reclaim? Perhaps it is the playful self, the trusting self, the creative self, the provocative self, or the expressive self. This is your opportunity to remake yourself with your best parts forward facing. If you've been spending too much time fussing over others and not enough time nurturing your own dreams and intentions, now's the time to put yourself first. The life force running through you, I'm sorry, through your very being and throughout the entire cosmos is waiting for you to be reborn. I know, right? Wow. Boom. Right between the eyes. I like that because there is this giving other people second chances too, and forgiveness and release, because there's, any energy that is bubbling below the surface that we don't allow ourselves to feel or to work through, it just holds us back, right? So I like that. Yeah, I know, right? No 72. And I'm so very grateful for the donation. So I appreciate that. And for everyone waiting for your free readings, I do get, quite a few donations, which I'm so grateful for, and because it's how I make my living. But I do come back on after my praying mantis session to complete the free readings, normally all of them, because I do honor my community, and I know that not everyone's able to donate, so that's why I like to come back on. You just may have to wait a little longer to get them, but I appreciate you understanding, how that all works. All right. So I love that message there for you there. Nova Nova Nova. He's a popular guy. Oh, you guys are funny. All right. So, Cat Lady of the Sea. I love it. Let's give that some love and a like. Thank you so much for your donation. And you want to know if Jordan will be able to heal and look within and heal his traumas this year. All right, let's take a look here. Let's see. Based on current energies, what's the trajectory? All those, huh? All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, 5 is the number of change. Oh, I like that on the bottom. Let's see what we've got here. All right. It does seem like that he's making a lot of progress because the bottom of the deck, we do have the 10 of Cups, which is joy, celebration, this feeling of allowing these emotions to flow there. So I do like that. It's you. Hey, Katie. Yeah, as soon as I saw Jordan, I'm like, oh, I think I know who this is. But yeah, it feels like they are getting like this, feeling of fullness and allowing emotion to flow. They got the Tower card here, so I feel like part of what's happening this year, they do have some significant changes and things being moved out of their life, some significant endings, that allows them it brings the trauma really forefront so that they can transform it. It's when a lightning bolt hits us, it's like zap, it really it's like they're getting electric shock treatment, by life, which is always great. We love that. As humans, we love getting those. It's like we see it everywhere, right? Yeah, I hear you. We got the King of Cups too, which is balancing of the head and heart. So that's why I liked seeing those together. And and I feel like they're making progress. Of course, I don't feel like it's like all trauma's healed. Yay. It generally our life is a an adventure, a traumatic adventure, right? And we they're making progress though, and we see here with the Knight of Wands, it's like they'll make these leaps ahead, and then they go into the cocoon, and then it pauses as they do more transformation, and then they'll leap ahead, and then they pause and leap ahead and pause and leap ahead and pause. And so they've got that kind of, energy that's coming in here with all this, and we've got this type of energy coming in. Yeah. Well, this is his trauma, right? Because we're not talking about the relationship between you 2. We were looking at, is he gonna heal his trauma? And so this is his inner journey, right? And, and we don't change from the outside in, you know, we change from the inside out. So when people are changing, we on the outside normally don't see it till later because they're doing all that inwardly, and it takes time for it to get out here. So but I feel like, and here we are in May, and but I feel like they are making some progress, and they'll leap forward in something, and then they'll go into the cocoon, and then they'll leap forward and stuff and go to the cocoon. And yeah, it could be any time. And this doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to, if they're healing their trauma inside, it doesn't mean that they're going to come back into a relationship with you necessarily. Um, it could be, that they move on to something else in their life, or you, in the meantime, move on to something else too. Because we got the Page of Pentacles here, which does show, again, this is progression and success in the outside. So I feel like, with this energy, and maybe the tower hasn't happened yet too, with this shaking and rattling that brings that stuff in. But I feel like there will be progression that happens after that, that comes in here. Let's see, based on current energies. I know you kind of probably want to know, right? Based on where his current trajectory is, what does it look like, your guys' relationship between the two of you? And you were like, I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. We got the Three of Wands. There is a change of direction with new information. Um, and so I feel like, but the Three of Wands confirms for me that I feel like you changed direction because, yeah, because of this. I've been waiting for this frickin' fruit to grow on this tree. They're reminding me of my brother who planted an apple tree. And he goes, it was supposed to, after 2 years, have it. It's been 5. I go, you're going to cut it down? No, but I'm not going to depend on it for apples. I was like, oh, okay. And I kind of feel like you're going to get to this place of impatience where you're like, it's okay. I'm choosing to go a different direction because I don't feel like by the end of the year he's going to be like, woohoo. I feel like he's making progress, but and he's going to feel this inner joy, but there still is a way of, you know, yeah, I feel not, yeah, give up. I guess surrender, you surrender him to the universe, to the creator, and go, you know what? I'm going to give him to you. And if he's meant for me, he'll come back around, but I'm heading in my direction. And if it's meant to be, we'll cross paths again. But I feel like your patience is, your patience bake is almost overdrawn, right? um, so I do feel like you will end up, you know, because you're a very patient person, but I feel like you have been very, very patient with things unfolding, and you're like, all right, but it's also for us. It gives us time when things are going slow. We're always having to be able to look at our own self love and our own self worth, and I feel like that's the journey of the year, right? So, so that's what's coming in. Chiron is in Scorpio as an ascendant, and Mars. Oh, okay. Well, cool. We'll take a look at that. So I feel like you know, it's time. So he is doing some, like, to back to your original question. Um, is he able? He is healing. He is looking within. But I feel like a big piece of all that feel like he's doing a little bit of it, but I feel like this whatever this tower moment is that happens this year really causes him to look inward. So that's what I kind of feel like what's coming in there. Yeah, happy birthday, Roby. Happy birthday. All right. Yeah, yeah. And I kind of feel like that's where you're getting very close to because I just don't see them, you know, making fast progress. And again, yeah, that Seven of Pentacles is like, "Oh, really? I'm gonna chop down this cherry tree. It's not giving me any cherries." But hang in there, my dear. Hang in there, and just use whatever you're feeling. Of course, is for you, right? All your emotions are happening in here. So the disappointment you feel, you know, it's like that mirror when it's like I wanted them to choose me, which I mean, we really every human we experience that whether it's parents or being chosen for teams in school or by loved ones or lovers or jobs, we all want to be chosen. We all want to be the ones, but of course, we all get to experience that. But what's wonderful is that when we reverse that and go, I'm going to choose me, then that's when life really does a big change. When I'm like, I'm going to choose me. I don't need them to choose me. I'm going to give myself the forgiveness. I'm going to give myself the love. I'm going to give myself everything I've been looking for out here. I'm going to give to me. A great book, and this is for anyone that this resonates with, is we're reading this in our Praying Mantis group, The Path to Love by Deepak Chopra. It's spiritual strategies for healing. It definitely helps with our own journey of love. And I mean, it's just, in fact, I read a little blurb. I'm just going to read it really quick. I know we're for time. I'm keeping an eye on that. Because we got to this chapter on how to surrender. One of them, instead of telling yourself that your emotion is bad, ask it what it has to tell you. Every emotion exists for a reason, and the reason is always to help you. Emotions are here to serve. That's just one little blurb, and I'm just like, wow, it's good stuff. So I highly recommend that if you can pick it up. It's been around for 27 years, so I picked mine up at a used bookstore, so you can get it for pretty cheap. Yeah. Me no like it. Well, sending you much love, Katie. Hang in there, my dear. Oh, yep, you're gonna write a book. It's gonna be a best-selling book and a movie. All right. All right, and then Vargas, you are up next. So, and again, thank you so much for your donation there, Katie the cat lady. All right, so let's give that some love and a like there, Vargas. And you want to know, why does your niece always want to take your spot? Oh, the spotlight and be all over the place. Well, there you go. She's a Virgo and you're a Libra. Well, big thinkers. You guys do a lot of thinking. You have that in common, right? So let's take a look here and see, why is she such an attention seeker? I was going to say something that probably wasn't nice, but you know what was going to be said. You know it. You know it. Yeah, I figured this was the culprit. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Five of Pentacles, which is the feeling of lack, of not being good enough, being left behind, being left out in the cold, fear of abandonment. And so, it comes back to this, I want to be chosen, choose me, choose me. I want to be like this, right? Um, yeah, yeah. And so yeah, yeah. So you knew what I was saying. You're like, uh-huh. Yeah. And here it is, So we've got the Nine of Pentacles, and she's got this, the Queen of Swords. is the thinking, right? And so that's like there's that, think, and but it's balancing of the head and the heart. And the Nine of Pentacles, I just feel like she feels alone, and possibly when she was younger, this is where these abandonment feelings coming in, where they felt unsupported, they felt like, they're never good enough, and so they try to get attention, 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 attention. I almost feel like this energy of in a middle child who the older one gets the attention, the baby one gets the attention, and they're fighting over the positive attention, so they always get the negative attention. It's that kind of feel that I get with energy, whether that's true or not. It's just that's how they're showing it to me, is like, I'm never enough. I'm never good enough. I can't do things right. So they're trying to get all that, right? And we've got the Hanged Man. Yeah. All this patience, all this slowness here just feels like their life is paused here. Like they're in this holding pattern. Let me see what all this is here too. Yeah, and they got the Page of Swords, and here's this emotion and mind that's, gotten, here as well. Um, so there's this energy overall, and here's on the horse wanting the attention. There's got to be, things that maybe you're not aware of that are bubbling below the surface here, because someone who has received unconditional love and feels full and doesn't need attention, isn't an attention seeker. They are, content. So even though there's like this, you stay away because you don't want to be mean. Well, and all this happens, right, on purpose. So when, when we have things, clicking on the inside, people just do things or don't do things, say things or stay silent, and they just are. They're neutral in the outside world. Where the this this grr rises up within you regarding her, right, has to do with your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, right? The stories that we have, that we feel blinded and bound and trapped, and you know this is what assigns the story to what they are here. And it's like you said, you learned how not to need attention, but there's this triggering when you see them get attention or they steal your attention. There's triggers, right? Otherwise you'd be like, she's so silly," but you're like, "Ugh, I need to step away, or she's gonna show up missing," And it's like, "Oh, okay. So there is something that I can look at inside of me and find out, where's this trigger? What fear, what below the subconscious is being triggered down there?" Because it's silly, right? And that's what you're feeling, is like, this is silly. Let me look at this. And so you can take some deep breaths and go and kind of look to the root of it and find out, what is this that's below the subconscious there, right? Yeah. Well, she's on the perfect path, right? The judgment is up here. Her path is perfect, but our thoughts are saying that her path isn't perfect because she's not doing what I think she should do, right? And it's like, "Oh, okay." We can look at that and go, "Let me take a step back and go, what's going on inside of here? Why does my inner child hate her?" Because our inner child is like, "Why does she get all the attention? She got all the attention growing up and she's wants even more now, and she needs to share." And our little inner child, that's our little inner child that's speaking up, right? And so it's like, okay, let's look and find out what is going on inside of us, because you can't control her actions. And so staying away, we can run, but we can't hide. So whatever we're wanting to learn in this interaction, if I don't learn it from her, guess what? Teacher number two arrives. And then teacher number 3, teacher number 4. I know I had 5 relationships, and I asked creator, I'm like, "Why am I keep drawing the same type of person?" And they're like, "Well, we agreed with all these teachers that they'll continually show you what you wanna see about yourself until you see it." And I'm like, "Okay. Well, let me take time to see it then, because I don't want number 6 like this." And so, you can. I mean, you can try to avoid it, but it will come back around, right? It will bother you. Either someone else will start doing it and you'll be like, "What's going on here?" But it's for us, so it's something that we can look inside of ourselves when we're ready. You know, we never look at something until we're ready, until it's too so uncomfortable, to do that. So, but obviously, like she's doing drugs and she's doing all these things. She feels empty on the inside. And what happens, going back to your original question, about why does she do this? Well, even though we get attention from the outside world, we're looking for love out here. It's never fulfilling. We're looking for unconditional love. We only find that when we go inward and upward. And so when we're looking for our fulfillment in relationships and situations and things, it's unstable, it's temporary, it falls short. And so it's never enough, and trying to get all that attention and then use of drugs and alcohol is to try to numb the emotional pain of feeling so empty that they can't stand it, right? That's why some billionaires or millionaires, they'll kill themselves because they feel like they have everything and they still feel empty, but they didn't go inward and upward and go, "Oh, there it is. It's been in there all along." Because we're told, "Oh, it's out there," and we go on our adventure trying to find it out there, but we can only find it in here. So, we can, look inward and we understand, okay, they're trying to mask their pain, they're trying to fill this hole in their heart, but that's not going to fill it up, right? And no matter how much attention we get from the outside world, it's never going to be enough because it's conditional and it's temporary and it's unstable. One moment people are giving us attention, the next moment they're not feeling good or they're giving attention to someone else. We're like, "What the hell is going on?" Right? And eventually we become unsatisfied and disappointed enough, we turn inward and upward, and that's where we find it there. So, well, that's why she's doing that, but the thing spirit wants you to, kind of consider is that's why she's doing that, but they're like saying, "But why does it bother you?" That's yours, right? And that's something that you can look at. Her actions are not, like personal against you. Like, I want to make sure I get attention and you don't. No, she's just like someone who has a tapeworm and they're starving. And they eat and they eat and they never feel full because the tapeworm is eating all their food. They're like, "I gotta eat." They're eating off of your plate, and you're like, "What is wrong with you?" And they're like, "I'm so hungry, I just can't get enough." That's not about you, that's about her. She's not eating off of your plate to hurt you. She's eating off everyone's plates because her heart is so hungry for love that because she's, not eating, she's eating empty calories instead of, something that will fill her up. But you can look at, why does it bother me? Um, because that's something that you can do inside of you. You can't do anything for her. She's going to do her stuff, right? um, but you can look, inside and see, you know, why am I reacting? People can be rude, people can act a certain way, but why am I reacting? What's triggering inside of me? That's mine. I can do something about if I want, or I continue to be upset, until I'm like I'm tired of it enough, and then I can look at it and change it. But there's no right or wrong emotion. Just when we get tired of feeling something, we can do something different if we want, inside like that. So that's your question. I'm gonna jump forward here, but I feel like that was for more than just us here. Yeah, yeah. So that feels like you're taking that personally, right? That, oh, she's into it to me, and I'm looking bad. So there's a fear there, right? So some things that can be looked at inside there, um, if you want, if you want. But I love that, and then you have another one down here, which will did you have another one down here? No, you didn't. Oh, that was Nelly. All right. So that's what they have for you right now, Vargas. So hang in there. And then no 72. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And you want to know, will you and RJ last in this relationship? All right. Let's give these a shuffle here. All right. So here we go. Will you and RJ last in this relationship? All right. I want that one. And those two. That one there. And these two here. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. You know, I feel like you're gonna try and you're gonna last for a little bit. Um, but I feel like you will end up kind of pursuing like a different avenue. Got the Page of Swords on the bottom, which is like an attempt at communication. You're nervous. I know you're like, they're like, hurry up, bruddaZEN. Don't be going there going, but the Page of Swords is about an attempt at heightened communication, trying to work on communication skills and communicate with each other. Because you have the five of, you know, um, swords here, which is about inner conflict, which can also be about, verbal conflict or, disagreement of belief or thought and those types of things. And and so I feel like you guys want to work at it and you do try to balance it and understand each other. And but you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is slowly movement towards going a different direction. And you guys realize that you do want to kind of, head off into these different directions there. And then the Three of Wands shows, when I get that in a reading for someone, it's usually you are the one making the choice. It's not like they make the choice or the universe makes the choice. It's like, yeah, either it's mutual or you're making the choice to go, you know what? I'm ready for something different here. This is why we have the death card. It's usually death and rebirth. So, I look for the cards after that going, okay, is this like a revamp of the relationship? But then we have the Nine of Cups, which is like dreams come true, and the Page of Cups, which is a new love, a new and I don't feel the energy of it's like a upgraded love between the two of you. I feel like there's like you guys really evolve and change and you realize, oops, I didn't mean to hit my microphone. Like you get to the point of you're like, yeah, I think that we've grown apart, we've grown different enough. Like you're a caterpillar, I'm a butterfly, you like leaves, I like nectar, you walk on the forest floor, I can migrate 1,000 miles. We've changed, we're different. And I'm trying to do caterpillar things, but it's kind of weird me walking along with a caterpillar when I could fly and flutter. I can't carry you, but oh, yeah. So I do feel like there's, this, you know, you're going to notice these differences here with this, the Five of Swords. I just feel like there's going to be some conflict that comes up in as far as what you're both wanting. You see enough of a difference, like caterpillar and butterfly, that you're just like, you know, sometimes we can fall for someone's potential, going, well, I know you're a caterpillar. I know you can be a butterfly. But they're like, "But I wanna be a butterfly." You're like, "Well, you could, and I can see that you can be, so I'm gonna wait because I think I can convince you to go into a cocoon and transform and be a butterfly. Then we can go do butterfly things." I know I used to always fall in love with people's potential, but, like, believe who they're showing you they are, because there's no guarantee, and chances are very slim they're gonna meet that, what we're seeing, um, but so I feel like it'll go for a little while, but I feel like you will end up going, "Yeah, I'm I don't wanna settle, I don't want to wait around at the hope that they will become that. I'm just going to let them go do caterpillar things, and then I'm going to go and flutter, and then in my butterfly migration, I'm gonna find a butterfly." And we're like, "Oh, we're already butterflies." And then you see them for who they are and not who they could be, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's coming in with that, so hopefully that makes sense, but I know. But I like the butterfly that's coming in the future. Alright. So hang in there, and thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. And then Sun and Moon, hello, hello. Let's give your donation some love and a like, and thank you so much for that donation. You want to know a reading on WD, insight on how WD is doing. All right, let's take a look here. How is WD? Let's give these a shuffle here. All right. How else are they doing? Boom, boom, boom. All right. Hmm. What is going on with their little life here? Well, they're going through a bit of a transformation, it appears, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, all these cards on the bottom here. We've got, they got the three of, let me see here. The three of swords came out first, which is going through some disappointments in their life here. And with the tower card, there was like this, sudden um lightning strike in their life that changed things, removed some things that kind of shook things up, right? But it did, it allowed them to really look at the 10 of swords, which is they're not this person isn't dead, they're exhausted from trying to live up to all these expectations, which is leading them to this 3 of wands where I feel like they're trying to figure out which way do I go, they're wanting to alter their progression where they were going and what they were doing, right? Feel free to be nosy. I hear you. So, they have this, 8 of wands. They got a ton of energy flowing in their life. Just I feel like a lot it almost feels like all these spears, flying at someone. They kind of felt like anything that could hit him in their life, I feel like has kind of hit them. And amongst all that, they have the 4 of cups, which the outside world also feels very, empty here, with this energy. And we've got the ace of cups. It's like there's this search for something that's fulfilling everything. It's like everything feels like it's falling through the cracks and falling short. And they feel like they tried for so long for so much, and it just feels like phew, 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 all this stuff either is being removed out of their life or they're getting stuff and it's not fulfilling, right? And that's why I feel like they're kind of in this, 9 of pentacles. This is like a hermit, trying to they've kind of pulled themselves away from everywhere. Spirit's in there with them, so they're not alone, but physically I feel like they're alone and they're just like, I got to figure everything out. They're like they've taken cover, with on that, right? Okay. Yeah. And we've got the world card too, which is an ending of a major cycle. I mean, this is the world card, the ending of a big time in their life and like a brand new beginning. It's like I've got to start all over almost kind of feeling with it all. And they're at this stage here with this 2 of wands, which is, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? I've got to look at the world now. What is my world going to look like? And I feel like they're trying to, figure that out. And so they're at that, what am I going to do? Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Right. So I created space between us. Yeah. And I do feel like they just feel like everything is falling apart. Yeah. And 9 of swords too. All these fears, all these things came to, bubbled up, with them there here. So they're trying to figure out, what am I gonna say, it's not like they're suicidal, but it's like, what am I living for? And they have the Ace of Wands, like, what am I living for? You know, I can't just exist anymore. What's going on here, right? Will he reach out and reconnect your friendship? Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. We got the Wheel of Fortune, and that can mean a few things. So I want to just get a clarifier here, because that just means whatever happens, you're going to be fine with it. You're humans on board with whatever unfolds. Still undecided, they're in the crossroads here. So there's possibilities. It's not fated. That's what's telling me it's not a fated relationship. Like, we chose it before we came down here, as far as we're going to be married. It's like an optional thing. And that's why there's still so many possibilities with the decisions that have not been made yet, that they're like, don't know yet. Yay. We always like that answer. So, it's based on current energies. They haven't made decisions. And so the future could go either way, with it there. Um, but I just feel like they're at this crossroads, and they're just, which way do I go? Do I go that way or do I go that way? I don't know, right? So that's what's coming in for you, Sun and Moon. That's as nosy as we can get with that, because it's so many possibilities. It's like, all right, well, we'll see what happens. um, does he miss you? Let's see. I just don't feel like they miss anything. The Five of Pentacles, they've got these feelings of feeling abandoned, left alone, in their life. So they look at more themselves. They're like, I don't feel like they miss others. They wonder if people miss them. And because they are the ones that struggle so much with feeling abandoned and left behind and left out. So I don't feel like and they got so much emotional confusion. Yeah. So much going on here. I don't feel like they can register that right now, if that makes sense. So, very interesting. All right, but that's what they have for that, Sun and Moon. Oh my gosh, I got so many to go here. Well, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, and I've got about 8 minutes or so. I may not get to everyone in this session, but I will be back, and I will prioritize you guys and dig deeper. So we got down to infinity, your additional one here. So thank you for the bowing, the dog or the fox there. So thank you for your additional donation. You want to know, is it because you've been trapped in fear that you have this feeling of wanting more time with him? Is it possible that we'll be able to spend more time someday, like with a loved one? Yeah, let's take a look here and see. So, trapped in fear, the influence. So is that at the root of wanting to spend more time? Okay. And then will you be able to spend time together someday? All right, let's see what we got. What's we got here? So, we got the bottom of the deck. It's interesting because we got the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to our authentic selves and the fear of punishment and the fear of losing support. And, wanting to spend more time with them is independent of your fears of, being rejected. I mean, you're attracted to them. There's the energy that's there, you I feel like what drew you, you like the communication that you guys had, and you like that he seemed different than other people you've had known before. And there's this draw here too with, this person looks kind of sad and it's like, oh, I like to help them. There's a variety of different things that were drawing you to wanting to spend more time with them because you know, it's, I almost feel like it's like, I like fixer uppers, or I love stray puppies, and I'm attracted, and I liked our interactions, and I like this, and you felt this connection, that was there, right? So I feel like you were wanting to spend more time with them because you liked how it made you feel when you were spending time with them. But being trapped in fear is separate from that because, your fear of being rejected, the fear of, um, you know, what people will think and things, that's the root here with the 3 of Pentacles. This is what takes us off our path is the fear of what people will think, right? And punishment. And that's happens as a child. We get praised for doing right, and then the reward's taken away if we do wrong, or we get punished and sent to the corner or whatever. And that's where the fear comes in and where a lot of our fear of being punished comes in. So I feel like those are separate when we're looking at those. And is it possible you'll spend more time someday in a lifelong relationship? We've got this let me see, I gotta cover some of this up here. We'll do it like this. You've got the world card, which is an ending and an ending. The world card, last card in the major arcana, and then the 10 of wands is an ending and beginning of where you're investing your energy and ending and a new adventure that comes in here. I feel like that I just don't feel like this particular with this individual will have that here. We got the sun card, which is Leo, sun energy, the inner child in here. I feel like that there, yeah, and here's the ace of wands on the bottom. There's a new passion, a new brightness that comes in, something that draws you, into something else. And that's why I feel like by the time June comes around and they're coming back to visit in town and stuff, it's like I feel like you have a new something else drawing you into a different place. And the sun card with this inner child, I just feel like there's this deep connection below the surface that's coming in with them, with this new person that's coming in for you. And I feel like it's more like this past life type of connections that comes in with them. And it's very strong. And that's why, I feel like it's going to feel so different than the draw that you have, to to this one, right? And I just feel like there's this switching up, this changing that comes in with all of that. But it's like there's this release that happens between now and when they come back to visit, is what I feel is coming in there. So that is what is happening there for that one, Infinity. So hopefully that helps. But I just feel like there's going to be something more where I don't feel like you're going to be afraid. I feel like the draw is going to be there, the familiarity is going to be there, and this feeling of safety is how you're going to know because this individual that comes, it's like your inner child doesn't, the alarms don't go off and has you take flight. It actually feels comfortable and it wants to sit there and it's okay. It's like, no, we can be here. I feel good. I feel safe. And you're like, this is weird. And this is kind of the energy that I feel. So I like that. Alrighty. So I have quite a few more to go here. So for donations, I've got Nelia, Johanna, Nova, and Anna that I haven't got to yet, and I'm going to be headed off here in a minute. So I will prioritize you guys when I come back. And for all the free readings, I'm going to be with my Praying Mantis members for about an hour or so. And then I will come back. So the donations that I didn't get to will get priority. And then after I'm done with those, then I will continue on, complete all free readings this evening. So I appreciate your guys' patience as I've been going through all those and all the thumbs up too. That does help my spread the Zen love, and it's something everyone can do. So if you guys um, feel comfortable doing that, I appreciate anyone that can. And let me just taking screenshots here because when I do come back, I will go down the list in order how they came in. All right. I think I almost have it all here. One more to go. Whoops, nope. There's more to go here. And it's deceiving me. All right. And we'll get down to here. All right. Oops. Let me try this again here. All right. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's 4 AM, yes. So, yeah, well, yeah, don't worry about it. Go to sleep, go to sleep. Um, so your second question is, so men to know about. Okay, I get you. And Anna, are you gonna see me in the next one here in a minute? Okay, so we'll catch you in that one. So thank you. I'll make sure. Let me just grab yours, separate you here, and we'll pull cards in there after we finish the reading in the beginning. We'll make sure you get scored away. So let me give that some love and a like here. All right. So thank you for that, Anna. All right. Oh, okay. Your question was cut short. Let's see. Is it up above? Oh, your Chiron is in Scorpio. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we can talk about that too. But where's your okay, good. There you go. All right, I'll grab that. All right. Do I have a gift? So what does the spirit mean? Okay, good. I go, men to know about. Like Freudian slip there. Well, too funny. Thank you for the laughs. All right, everybody, I'm going to head off. I'm going to get a couple minutes before I be over in the other side. So I will be back though in about an hour and 15 minutes. I'll probably take a little break in between just to get some more or heat up my coffee or whatever. But I shall return. So thank you guys so much for all your patience and getting to all your readings and for all the love and support. I'm always blown away. And thanks for your thirst after spirit too. I'm so grateful for all of you, and I couldn't do it without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And remember, every second of every day of our lives, we are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your day or your night. Sleep tight if you go to sleep. And we'll see you on the flip side. Until then, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.